I'll be heading up in the wild, chilling.
Okay guys, these are my digs for the night. This is called a Spark Hotel. Pretty decent. This is a Hilton hotel, but I'm going to go out exploring. It is a little after 2 o'clock. It was a great ride down, great weather and everything. And this is how light I'm traveling for 4 days. 4 days worth of stuff is in here. These are my extra shoes, which I'm going to change into, so I don't have to use my boots for walking around. And yeah, so I'm pretty pleased with this. It's pretty decent. It is clean. It's got a decent enough bathroom in it. It does not look like there's a microwave, but I do have a fridge. Alright, stay tuned for more. Okay guys, I have just arrived at Motorhead's. I'm just gonna walk around here. It used to be a Stuckey's. I remember these things from when I was a kid on the interstate. Stuckey's used to be like a candy shop, maybe the precursor to convenience stores now. This apparently is Route 66. There's some sort of a rally of old cars going on. There's some funny cars up there. Muffler Man. These old cars are going to show up, so I have a feeling by the time I am ready to leave tonight, there's going to be a car show basically here. This is one of their stops. Pro Street. Nova. There's Motorheads. Oh, there's a very nice Stingray. That's arguably the best Stingray there is. Old country store type thing. There's an old Model A. And there's a tire rotting on the rim. Some sort of scooter. Probably a Vespa, I don't know. I remember these go-karts when I was a kid. I wanted one of those things so bad. And there's an old Ford. This is pretty cool. 1915 Morrow Brothers Ford, lasting quality. So this is the inside of the restaurant. There's the famous Camaro that he has. And they've just got, there's a jet boat, all kinds of just crazy memorabilia around here. And later we'll look at that big chandelier made of old gas pump signs. it's too much to look at in one spot. Alrighty, so we just got through eating, and oh man, it's overwhelming how much stuff is in here. Look at the size of that disco ball. All kinds of memorabilia and things. Old Merc. There's some fascinating stuff in here. The Punisher. Very cool. The picture of a project sitting, gathering dust with nobody working on it. A barbershop chair. Boy, they're just, you name it, it's here. So there's a Mustang 3, I believe, which was a prototype Mustang. Yeah, the old cars are showing up for this. It's basically a rally. There's an old Caddy, Ford Fairlane. Oh, check this out. This is awesome. It's called the Great Race. El Camino. Yeah, an old El Camino. Pardon me, sir. There's an old Caddy. Old DeSoto. Oh. Crazy. Here comes an old Challenger. There's an old Hudson. Look at that. There's a great looking Camaro. This is a really sweet looking Chevy right here. Looks like they just put clear lacquer over the original paint. Man cave metal. I love it. Oh, there's an Alpha. Look at the rake to that. Keeping an Alpha on the road has to be an expensive operation. Look at the size of those headlights. What kind of car is it? Packard. Oh, wow, nice. 1928 Packard. Look at the boat tail on that. Oh. And a Camaro, a Firebird, a Volvo. That's cool. And of course a Mustang. Nice pony car.
Enjoy the day.
Very cool. Oh, look at that. Very nice. The Bluesmobile has shown up. Plymouth Fury. That is brilliant. Elwood. Our Lady of Blessed Acceleration, don't fail me now. That's brilliant.
We're going 2,400 miles with this guy. Pasadena. It is nuts.
Oh man. Hope you don't find any drawbridges. Hey guys, this is the section where I rode the last 100 miles, which is a section that is pieces of Route 66 going from Springfield, Illinois down to St. Louis, and then I end up in Collinsville where they have a big ketchup bottle. But that is Route 66. What I learned is it's not a straight 100 miles. It's kind of a patchwork of it. And then I actually pick up some more Route 66 after I go to Collinsville and after St. Louis and when I'm going through Missouri. So this is going to be video from that. I'm trying to highlight some of the areas where there is Route 66 in this section. Buddy of mine, so can take it through. Let's see what we can roll. 66. It's pretty nicely labeled with the signs and everything. It just says Historic Route 66 as you're going. You just got to keep your eyes open because there is a lot going on and it's easy to miss the signs. So far I've been doing good on that, but I just stopped by here. This is Verdun, Illinois, and of course they have these murals on the side of the wall, which is quite nice. This section is from 1926 to 1930, and I think it's called the Great Race is going on. This is purely by accident that this is going on when I'm here, because I didn't plan that. That just happened to be. So that's pretty cool. Chevelle SS. Doesn't have headrests, but maybe that was something they omitted. And so we've been through Auburn, the historic brick road, which we rode on, and just got through Thayer, and we are in Verdun, which is at the top of the sign there. And next stop, our next place is Girard, and there's a Verdun history mural, which we just saw. But let's just walk through and see what we can see. There's a Pro Street 57 Chevy. In Iowa, we have a club called Tri-5 Chevy. There's some gorgeous, gorgeous cars. Hi. there's a highway. Those are built that way to put the weight on the back wheels. There's a Lotus. A couple Mustangs. Oh, this is a gorgeous Ford. That is, I love that paint job. The blacked out bumpers and grille with the blue. Oh, it's a big old Charger. A Monza. Boy, they really had to pack that in there to get it a Monza. This is just unbelievable. Look at this old Texaco. It's a Chevy. There's another Ford. That's a Ford Victoria Highboy. So they lift up the front end like that, and it distributes the weight over the back, so when they're drag racing, they can hook up easier. Although this is, I don't know if this is Pro Street or not. But look at that. That's true metal flake paint. It looks like it's an older paint job on that one. I really kind of dig these trucks that they are all original. I don't like calling them rat rods because some of the rat rods are ridiculous, but this is just unbelievable. Nice old Impala. You don't have to worry about charging stations. You don't have to worry about any of that garbage. And these have character to them. Back to blue, I like it. Wow, look at that. Who's cheating who? Oh, there's a nice, looks like original Chevy. I can't tell my 55s from the 56s. I know the 57s have the pointed tall tail fins on them. There's an, was it AAR Cuda? Gorgeous Continental. This is like the one that Kennedy was in with the suicide doors on it. A nice old Chevy. I don't know if that's a Bel Air or a Caprice. Bel Air. Look at the purple paint on that. Oh my gosh. Oh, nice Elko. Look at the turbo setup on that thing. So Chris, if you watch this at all, my son Chris had a Z IROC just like that. And we found out after he had bought it, it was when he was 16, that the oil journals were not feeding one half the motor. So he's basically running half the motor with no oil. So yeah, that did not end well.
Ladies and gentlemen,
War memorial thing in their park. World War I, 1917 to 1919. I love it when our people respect the men and women who served our country. So there's a relief mosaic. Battle of Verdun Monument. Oh, must have been a battle for the Civil War here. Fascinating. Well, we are going to get back. Verdun has been a town since 1852. Hey guys, you can kind of tell as I'm riding along here when I make a turn and the road it usually gets a little old looking when I get to Route 66. I tried to slow it down so you can see where the Route 66 signs are now and then, but I may have missed some. But I hope you're enjoying the video so far. Please stay with me. sign back there said this is Route 66. Not much left of it, but this is part of Route 60. This is part of Route 66, according to that sign back there. I didn't have my GoPro recording because I didn't know that it was going to be here, so I got to come back on and do a vestige of Route 66. Pretty amazing, actually, with this road. Following one of these houses, I was looking right there. A lot of people miss this part of the road because it's got one sign and it looks like we're going into somebody's driveway. There's an ancient, I don't know if you call this a bridge or not, but that's got to be from the original bridge. I wonder how often they check it. This might be one of the more interesting parts of the road. Trying to imagine this road if you were driving this in an old, 1944 or something like that, or a Model T. Across this ancient bridge. We'll see where this goes. You can see where the road used to be. heard of Mungo's somewhere. I'm not even sure what it is, but I've heard of it, I feel like. So it looks like they're getting ready for there's something called Sloan's Pub House. I don't know if some of these things are even open. Well, that Record Emporium is open. I haven't seen the ketchup bottle. I've got to ask somebody where that is. I have a hunch it's going to be somewhere off the interstate, coming on the way from maybe from St. Louis. Well, there is a pavilion thing set up for the Great Race. That's the one. It is a timed rally where it's not about speed. It is completely about accuracy of your driving speed, maintaining a plan, and not. There's a pretty cool Route 66 wall hanging. The Sandwich Shop Diner. Studio 420. Something tells me they're not cashing checks there anymore. That used to be a bank for sure. There's Verona Coffee Company. There we go. Welcome to historic Collinsville, 1872. There's the big Brooks ketchup bottle. Gotta figure out where that bottle is. There's Friday's South. There's places around here to eat. I just don't know which one. Friday's South Bar and Grill. That might be a good place. Kokomo Joe's Tiki Bar and Grill. That might be where I'll go. We'll see. I might sit out here.
So we're right here with the fries, potato salad, slaw, the tanglers, and mini onion rings pretty much.
Yeah, I'll do the onion tanglers, please. This could be a single lane bowling alley in here. It's pretty cool. They're calling this a tiki bar. Okay guys, so I am at Owensville, Missouri now. Anticipating going to see Merrimack Caverns tomorrow. This is my hotel for the night. Got this off Travelocity. It was pretty highly recommended. It's an older place, but you know what? It's nice. Got nice countertops. The bathroom's clean. The paint looks nice. It's a nice looking hotel. You know, so it's not too bad. So I'm at Owensville, Missouri. Checked into my hotel. This is what I got at Dos Primos, Mexican restaurant here in the downtown area. Look at the thickness of this ribeye. Usually it's a really thin steak with Mexican restaurants. Man, this is really looking good. Hey guys, so that concludes the part where I rode 100 miles on Route 66 and on my bike, which is Royal Enfield, which is 125 years old, in my country, United States, which is 250 years old this year. So that is my experience with the ride. I hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. So my next video will highlight my trip to Merrimack Caverns, which was awesome. I hope you guys will watch that too.